Hi folks, this is Jeanine. This is part 6 in our bodies series, and this one is about two-way communication. So we'll be looking at our body communicating with us and us communicating with our body. And I want to tell you a story. This was when I was in college. I played soccer. I wasn't very good at it, but I really enjoyed it, and I was okay. I had a little tiny bit of ability. And the background was that growing up, I was terrible at sports, any kind of team sports. I was great at skiing and dancing and individual sports, but team sports, I would just feel like I made the whole team lose and I'd be picked last. It was a sad story. I really was, it was very hard for me. It was very painful for me. And so when I learned soccer and really could do it and had so much fun with it, it sort of redeemed all those sad feelings from when I was younger. And it just so happens that my freshman year in college, Title IX passed, which indicated that the women's sports needed to be commensurate with the men's sports. So they started a women's team, and not too many women knew soccer then. So I got to be on the team, and oh, that was fun. Anyway, over the years, I ended up having a bunch of injuries. I sprained one ankle twice, one ankle once. I hurt my shoulders trying diving headers, practicing that for too many hours, and and then I pulled my hamstring, and that was a big one. When I pulled my hamstring, I had to stay out of sports for I'm not exactly sure how long. It was for a while, and the doctor had me adding a quarter mile walking every. I don't know if it was every day or every week. It was probably every week, and I just managed to get up to the point where I could go to tryouts in the spring for soccer, and so I did that. Well, it was just before tryouts. I was out playing and kind of getting warmed up and everything, and I pulled my hamstring again. And oh no, because I knew that meant I was out for the season, and I felt really discouraged. And I went into my dorm room, and I had got some ice on the way and sat down on the ice and bag of ice, and I just looked up at my Bible, and I grabbed it off my shelf and just opened it to a random page. And this was not something I did very often, not that way. And it was the story of Abraham and Isaac. So, and in that story, Abraham hears God telling him to sacrifice his only son, and he goes to do that, and then he hears God stop him, and he finds a ram, and that they both offer to God in thanks. And what happened was when I read that, I realized, oh, the way I felt about soccer was probably not so different from the way Abraham felt about finally having a son, his son Isaac. Like, no, God, you can't take that from me. I waited so long. I don't want to give this up, and I felt that way about soccer, but it was just like in the back of my mind. I wasn't really conscious of it. But I finally realized, with every single injury, I was feeling like God was trying to take it from me. And when I read that story, I realized that is not what I now believe was happening. That instead, I think God was feeling like, I don't want you to put this between me and you, because then you won't let me support you and help you and offer my love to you. And because I was, using that as a way to not um, allow God into my life for my fear of what I might have to give up. So I realized that, and I just said, okay, God, if I'm going to play soccer, it's going to be for you. There's going to be no ego involved. And not that I had any reason to have an ego about it, but, I guess I didn't need a reason. So anyway, I just made that decision. I stood up and threw the ice in the garbage, and my leg was healed. And that was a major healing. I was just in my teens then. What a gift! And so, why am I telling that story now in this two-way communication video? I think one reason is that sometimes we think something is a communication and we may be wrong. So I thought God was trying to take it from me, and that wasn't it at all. In fact, what ended up happening is I did end up playing soccer, and I ended up player coaching for a community team, and that was really fun. We had so much fun. Um, and that was how God used me, because I could bring that encouragement and fun and camaraderie to a group of women. And I was a better coach than I was a player. So, uh, so there's that. There's, am I really getting the right communication, or am I coming from a place of fear? And then so the next thing is the other aspect of two-way communication is that I can talk to my body. So this is like a whole nother piece, not related to the story necessarily. But I can say, what am I not hearing? What are you trying to communicate to me that you need for me to understand in order to be able to heal? And you can tell your body, you can give me little hints. You can give me symbols. You can help me make connections. So, and then just stay open. You can also say, what do I need to heal? Uh, you know, that might be like I asked a friend was having trouble with her ankle that she had sprained, and it had been quite a amount of time since then, and she was surprised it hadn't healed yet. And I said, well, how about asking your body, what do you need to heal? So she did, and what she got was that she needed ice. I think it was ice, or was it heat? I don't remember now. All I remember is it was the opposite of what she was doing. So sometimes it can be a very simple thing like that. Sometimes it can be, I need more relaxation time. Sometimes it might be, I need more fun in my life, or um, I need you to know that I love you just the way you are. Who knows what the communication might be? You might be surprised by it. So, so there's opening to the real communication and recognizing the underlying communication that we have been perceiving or believing, whether it was true or not, and inviting communication. What is that missing piece that I need to know so that you can heal? So I hope this is helpful, and I wish you all the best. And stay tuned for video number 7.